And refunds, so you talk to Tanku. I think the only person mentioned refunds, I have never said that.
Okay, boom, people. I have a bag of mix-up, so it's extremely important to watch the end of the video so you don't miss a thing. You see, I say, where should we kick off? Because as you know, Moliy Music has just cancelled on the Caribbean Musical Fest that's going on in Trinidad. You see, some of people putting in the comment section what you think about that, because me think that Joe Bogdanovich has a hand in she and Vybz Kartel not going to the event. As you can see, Moliy Music is citing, these guys, it's not professional and they're not fulfilling contractual obligations, something that Vybz Kartel said also. It's some people. And the reason why I said Joker, Moliy Music is set to perform with Kartel at Reggae Sunfest. Yeah, because when Joe met, Moliy the other day, a Kartel show in America, him signed the contract immediately. But let's speak about Vybz Kartel, because them now give back no refund to the patrons, because the show has to be cancelled in full for anybody to get a refund, you see me? And the promoter said, them pay Kartel $950,000 USD out of 1.3. And the reason why the next set of money never got through, because of some regulation with Trinidad government or some shit like that. You see, some people putting in the comment section who really is the king of dancehall, because none of them is not seeing them numbers. But nevertheless, people, the next mix-up with Kartel and Trinidad is this rum business. Because they told this Angosta White Oak rum, because them sponsor the Caribbean, whatever. It's saying they had no contract or whatever with Kartel, so it's not because of them were in pullout. Because Fame thing, a straight vibes rum, so I don't know that would have been conflict of interest, because both these rums is brewed in Trinidad, you see me. But when I say giving them a quick update, well, go on put in the comment section where you think about that, because the Jamaican artists them get back the visa linked to America, so them not really I forgot no other small island besides their own to make that money. You feel me? Anyway, people, let's proceed with the next bagga in a mix-up in the business, because hard it is for the dolly them for make it in the industry, and when they do, the higher ups is telling them what to do with them notes and all of these type of things. So Dr. Love is giving some advice and letting them know how the real thing goes, the good and the bad.
Massive Bagwan. They are Kingston right now, I don't know, say tonight today. Prime Minister Youth Award over Jamaica House. So I'm going to take a look at nap and let's wake up and have a meditation. Now check this out. This is for female artists. Does anybody out there in the industry ever explain to some of these female artists, especially young female artists, the code of entering the industry? Is there a real producer out there and a real radio man? Anybody ever explain to these female artists? Are any of these female artists out there? Does anybody ever explain to them the code, some of the code of getting in the industry? Oh, no. I guess I'm one of the realest one in the industry, right? One of. Alright, check this out. So let me explain to someone now the code. I'm not asking yourself, do you really want to enter the industry? How are you going to enter in the industry? What's going to be your A game? So I'm going to teach you some of the things. First, one time, somebody yesterday can sing as a female artist. If you already come in the industry and you look fine and all of that, alright, so you cut out a lot of things. If you know all that and you have a good voice and radiated, this is how these people set you in the industry. First, them tell you if you do your body. That's first mistake you follow. Now, details. Them tell you to put in veneer teeth, because that will make you reach far in the industry. Them tell you if you do Botox for your lip, because that will help you get far. Them tell you if you do your breasts, because that will help you get far. Then them tell you say, you must go and go do your bumper, because that will make you get far, that will go bust you. And you sit and you look into all those things and you say, alright, you're going to do all of those. As a matter of fact, you got producers out there and promoters that will pay the money for you to go do your body. This is how they misled these females in the industry. Alright? Then you done all of that. And you say, yes, you have all the things that they tell you to do. But you don't know that. There's another code. Alright, then after that, don't know. 1, you have to sleep with the producer. 2, you have to sleep with the video man. 3, you have to sleep with the radio man. 4, you have to sleep with the man who build the beat. 5, you have to sleep with the man who build the graphic. 6, you have to sleep with the person that they assigned to you to drive you around and carry you around. 7, you have to sleep with the person. Most of the time, a man run the store them. Like where you can go get your clothes and all of that. You have to sleep with them. Do you want me to continue? Then next thing, you have to sleep with the person that's going to get you on the TV station. That's a big one. Then, you can sleep with the promoter. You see much things that me line out? That's about 10 things, right? I'm line out 5 before, that's 15. Remember you have a talent, you know. Remember you have good voice. Remember you want to boss in the industry. And then tell us say you go boss. Right? So all those 15 things that I just laid out to you, how much people in the industry will lay it out to you and tell you the rules of getting the industry if they don't mean you no good. Alright. Now let's work backward now. After you sleep with the producer, and I'm talking about if it's 5 producer, most likely you gotta sleep with at least 4 or all 5 out of that. So every producer that produces a song with you, majority of them that don't mean you no good want you to sleep with them. And you figure say, that's the right thing to do, and you're going to sleep with them and don't know that. You're actually going to start to go backward. The body that you do, it won't even important anymore. Because if you sleep with one producer and you don't do what that producer tell you to do, then that producer is not going to record you anymore. And then that producer is going to tell another producer that don't work with you. So now you take one off of the 15th. Then it start to go. The radio man is the same thing. So every one of these people that I explained to you and tell you a while ago, majority of them start to work backward. So can you imagine that you have to sleep with 3 video man? Can you imagine you have to sleep with 5 producer? Can you imagine you have to sleep with 5 radio man? Can you imagine you have to sleep with 5 man that do graphic? Can you imagine you have to sleep with 5 a driver that assigned to you? I'm not saying all drivers assigned to you, know, but everybody sees you, want your body. And all of them is selling you a dream and selling you something that you're going to believe in that you're going to do. So what I'm saying to the young girls out there, when I come in the industry, a lot of you are very talented. Very talented. Some of them have good behavior and some of them have some bad behavior. And you see the one that we have the bad behavior, that's a whole different game. Now, if you're going to come into the industry, you need to sit down, look in your life and ask yourself, where do you want to be? How far are you going to go? How are you going to deal with entering the industry? Because all these things I'm telling you is what they're not going to tell you. They're just going to use you and they're going to dump you. And after a while, after them do all those things to you and you're not complying with them, then they blacklist you out of the industry. When they blacklist you out of the industry, it doesn't make a difference who it is. God bless a few person that want to work with you. People like when me work with you. I will work with you. You understand? But once they blacklist you, it's a hard thing to change. So I'm telling you, young girls that are coming in the industry, be careful of what you're doing. If you're going to school and you get good education, focus on your education, have a backup plan. Get a degree, you can do nursery or something that you can have a backup plan. Because when the music fail, when these people fail you have to start all over again. Don't just come in the industry and say just music alone you do, because me I tell you, the man them must sleep with you as a female, and the female them must sleep with you as a female. So you gotta deal with all of that. So I will advise all these young, and then a lot of these gringo artists, like the female artists and some of them that came out long time ago, some of the older female artists, them, they're not telling you what they go through. They're actually advising and telling that it's okay to do the things them that they're asking you to do, because they didn't make it and they didn't tell there was a pass around donkey. So I'm advising all of the female artists out there coming in the industry. come into the industry with a strong mind. Have a backup plan. Don't just have music as the only job you do. Because let me tell you something. And when them all these things fail, they will lock you out of corporate world. And corporate world don't even want to book you. So you're fighting, you may say you fight a spiritual war. You're fighting a serious war. So I am telling you, as a manager and as a producer, a young producer in a business, trust me, it's a lot you gotta go through. So if you find a producer that are working with and not looking front for you and willing to work with you, be patient, be humble, and work with them. Because if you don't be patient and be humble, you're going to end up in the wrong hands and you're going to do things that you're going to live to regret. Big up yourself. That's all to the world.
And them never tell not one lie. People, when I go long out, it's not longer, you know. You see me? Bless.